Hey dolls, it's your girl Bonnie Banks, and I'm back to show you guys how to customize a lace frontal. You're going to need a mixing bowl, gloves, some duck clips, and a mixing brush. And you don't want to use too much powder. You want to get just the right consistency. So I'm using 2 scoops, and I'm just going to eyeball the developer until I get the consistency that I need. And you don't want it to be too drippy, guys, because you don't want it to go through the lace and bleach your knots. Well, you want it to bleach your knots, but not your hair, not the roots of your hair. So you want the consistency to be thick. And you just want to stir it and eyeball it until you get the right consistency. And if I could compare it to something, you want it to be thick like toothpaste. So just, eyeball it until you get that consistency. And when you're done, it should be thick and not runny. It shouldn't be able to seep through the lace. You see? It should be nice and stiff. And not too stiff, because you want the product to be mixed, but just right, like that. And I'm just clipping the hair back so it's out the way. And now you're just going to start by gently applying the bleach to the lace, and you don't want to press it in. You want to like glide it on like butter. You really want to prevent pressing it in and putting too much pressure on it, because that's how you will end up bleaching the roots of your hair, and that's just some amateur stuff, and we don't do that. So we just want to nicely pat it on nice and smooth, and it might take a little while, but be patient with it, because this is your future scalp and you don't want it looking crazy. So just take your time. Once you get it on, you want to get some foil, and you just want to bake it so it can have a nice amount of heat and it can process properly. And I'm just sitting here pressing it in so that it's good to go. And you want to just part it and check it and make sure no bleach has seeped through. And we're good. So 30 minutes. You want to set your timer. And I'm using the Shimer Lights shampoo and conditioner, and that's for blonde hair. Like when you're using bleach, you want to use that because that's going to take all those yellow, orangey hues out of the knots. We don't want an orange scalp. We want a nice, natural scalp. And you're just going to let that sit for like 15 minutes, and then you can wash it out. And those knots are bleached just perfect. And that should make for a popping frontal. So now you just want to get it on your canvas head or your block head or whatever you're using, your styrofoam. And you just want to line it up all around. And you want to get it snug. So you want to pin it down everywhere and make sure that it's not sliding. And I'm just showing you guys where to pluck. You want to pluck every other space. You don't want to bald out the front. And I'm just pulling out those golden hairs. Those are our baby hairs. We don't want to lose those. So you want to pull those out and make sure they're out the way. And you can use a duck clip and get those out the way and just start plucking every other line like I showed you guys. Every other line. And be patient with it, because you don't want to bald your frontal. And it is time consuming. So just make sure that you ain't got nothing to do for a little while, and you just take your time and just keep plucking, plucking, plucking. And don't be afraid to pluck, guys, because depending on how much density the frontal has, you might have to do a little bit of plucking to get a natural look in the front. So just take your time. Don't be alarmed by the hair you pull out. Just keep plucking. And as you see, I'm going back into the hairline, because you don't want to just pluck the front and it looks bald. That doesn't look natural. You want to pluck every other space like I'm showing you, so that you could get more of a gradient effect when you put the hair back. And you don't want to go crazy every other space. You can see I'm going in every other space, and I'm just pulling out 3 or 4 hairs, and I'm just going to the next area. You don't want to pull out too much in one area, because that's how you're going to end up with bald spots. So try to prevent doing that. And you can see I'm just parting all around the front area, and the parts that I feel like just need to have a little more density, I'm just, moving to the side, and I'm getting behind that And I'm just plucking it all out to make sure that it has a gradient effect. And you don't want to pluck too much from the front, so just watch, just eyeball. Don't rush it. Like, take your time while you're doing this, because you will ruin your hairline. I've done it several times, and that's not what you girls want to do. You just want to take your time with it. Sometimes you'll have to go back into it a few times, which I did. Like, even here, you can see it coming along, but I had to pluck so much more after this part. So you just want to keep plucking. Your arms will be on fire, but it is worth it. It's so worth the fleeky baby hairs. It's so worth looking like you Cambodian. It's just worth it. So take your time. And what you see me doing now is just pulling the parts where I might, use those as baby hairs away so that I don't lose those hairs. And I like a natural hairline, and I don't really have too many natural baby hairs, so I don't go crazy on them with my wig. I just make a natural looking nice gradient effect. And you guys can see it's coming. And it's pretty difficult to tape this while doing it for you guys, so I apologize if you're not getting the best view, but I hope you get the concept. You just want to go in and pluck every other space, and you want to part it so you're not plucking too much. You see I'm going back in now, taking a little bit out, but I'm carefully watching it because you don't want to over pluck it. It will be bald and you will be upset. And my camera ended up dying in the middle of filming, so you guys just want to do the same thing around the crown, and you can leave the crown a little more full because your natural hair is a little more full. If you guys want to see how I made this wig, click the link below because I also made a video on that. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.